Well, speaking of Elon Musk, what's your beef with his Mars project?
Oh, I don't have really a beef with him. I hope he does it. I just sort of for fun got to thinking about, well, if we're going to go there and colonize the place soon, we should start thinking about what kind of government we're going to have there. Now, in my kind of utopian thinking, I'm thinking maybe Elon's engineers, social engineers, or NASA, if they do it first, will come up with some other new way of governance. That is to say, although democracy is better, as Churchill said, it's the worst of all governments except for all the others that have been tried. Maybe there's some other system of governance no one has thought of. I often thought about this if we encountered extraterrestrial intelligences and they came here and they said, "You're still doing democracy? Oh my God, we gave up on democracy thousands of years ago. We're doing this other thing now." It's like, oh, never thought of that. So it would be interesting to try something new on Mars, and you could do that for a while as long as the population numbers are small. So Elon says, well, we're just going to do direct democracy. Everybody has a voice, same voice. So that works well if there's 10 people or 100 people or whatever, and you can sit in a common circle or in the common grounds there and discuss and vote about what you should do. The problem is when you get into the population numbers of millions, direct democracy doesn't work because then you get a mob mentality. And so in the founding fathers of the United States knew this, and that's why they designed the system they did. So I do think we can take some lessons from the blue planet to the red planet in governance. Certain things work better than others, right? A kind of a representative democracy, a constitutional republic, a relatively free market with certain guidelines, and the soft touch of government, of regulation, so it doesn't get out of hand, and so forth. These are things that we know work better. Just compare South Korea to North Korea since they diverged in the 1970s and tried different governance systems. North Korea's famously, under the Kim dynasty, have turned into a dictatorship and a controlled economy, and they're dirt poor. And you can see the difference from space. There's no lights, and there's, South Korea, it's all lit up. So those are experiments that we can take the data from and draw some conclusions about how we should live. And so I wrote that chapter in the book just for fun, because Elon was talking. He's such an interesting character. I really like him. And I have no idea, how many of his visionary ideas will pan out, but the car panned out. I have a Tesla sitting right here next to me. I'm in my garage here.
Oh, really?
And it's the best car I've ever driven. I wish he would just focus all of his attention on electric cars, because that would eliminate a lot of pollution.
Do you think you'll see someone on Mars in your lifetime?
I think possibly, yes. Well, let's see, I'm 65, so let's say I go another 25 years. That's probably going to be an optimistic figure for when we get there. And I mean, by get there, somebody stays there. NASA may send some astronauts and come back, but there's a lot of astronauts who said, I would go and not come back.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I don't want to live on Mars. I live in Santa Barbara. I'm happy here, but Mars would be like living at the top of Everest. That doesn't sound too appealing. But there's a lot of people who would do it, and they'll geoengineer the planet and change it, make it warmer, and get running water and bubbling brooks and squirrels running around. All this is possible centuries to come. I think we do have to do it in terms of big picture. Not to escape Earth because we can't solve our problems here. That's not the reason. It's because this is what we do. We left Africa to explore all the other continents. We live everywhere now except Antarctica, and even there we have stations there. So I think we should do that. We should become a multi-planetary species, and eventually just span out over the galaxy, the entire Milky Way galaxy. Why not? This could happen in, I think the numbers are like about 10 million years it would take as the entire Milky Way galaxy, which sounds like a long time. It is, but in the span of 13.8 billion year age of the universe, that's not much at all.